in her wedding.
Oh.
Mary Sue Robertson.
And Mary Sue Robertson.
Okay.
And that's when we got together.
Okay.
You rode together
Really.
to the wedding, right?
And we went to, he asked me if I would like to go with him to up in the Cane Creek area where Ray lived, Ray and Dorothy. He was going to borrow a suit from him to wear to
The wedding.
Mary Sue's wedding. And he invited me to ride up there with him. And that's the first. And I remember I remember when we came back, got back to Poplar Bluff, we stopped at El Char restaurant to get a Coke. And he only got one.
Uh-oh.
And he didn't want one, but he got one for me.
Oh, I was wondering.
It's all
Come
the-
to find
It's
out
all-
years later, that's all the money he had was enough for one. And of course, you didn't drink.
That's so sweet.
You didn't
Oh,
share.
Just made me want to cry.
that is so
You
sweet.
did. But see, that all ended.
I was afraid
that
she's
all
going to tell me
ended-
it was for him.
That all ended. But that's the way he treated me at first.
Well, that's the way they all are, Lola, at
But
first.
that all ended along the way.
Oh, well, then that's what you have to remember now
That's what.
is the good times.
Hey, that's what I have to. That's what keeps me going now. It hurts deep inside that he's gone, but after a while now, all I do is remember the good times, and there was good times, good things.
Yeah.
But Earl was the kind of man that he didn't hurt me in a lot of the ways that other women get treated, but he was a man of his own. He was so independent. He went his way, and he expected me to go my way. So there was always a big
Gap.
void in our relationship because he would go from, well, he was in the service, and then out of the service he went into sales, and so he was on the road a lot, and then from sales back to Poplar Bluff to real estate sales, and just always, and in the meantime, any time off he had, it was the JC, and then he went in, I guess he got desperate. Well, they all drank and all that, partied and all, barbecues and drinking and stuff like that. So he was in all that stuff all the time. And so there was just a big gap. He just wasn't there for me. So,
Was this before you all had kids, or
no.
you had little ones, or?
We had little ones, yeah. And, but he was Earl liked the spotlight. And that's why he reminds me of Jimmy. They together, they like that spotlight.
The attention.
And so he was he went into a lot of different things. Even when we got into the churches, in different cities that we lived in the churches we went to, he would get into the spotlight in church, and it caused problems,
Well, I was so thankful that day that we came up and saw Uncle Earl, just before he passed. And I just happened to, we were all out there on the porch, and I happened to mention having ran into Kelly Boyers, and Kelly had shared, Rhonda's daddy, had shared with me about Uncle Earl and his
rodeo
bull riding days.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned that to him, and he just lit up and started talking about it.
Yeah, he did. He liked his bull riding days. Actually, when we were dating he was in stationed in South Carolina, and we dated through him coming home twice a year. He'd come home every 6 months for a week. And a lot of that week wasn't spent with me. It was spent with family and with going to rodeos. And one time I wanted to go to rodeo with him because the girls, by that time I had met Susie and Judy, their brothers' wives. They were already married. Four men are all married, and they were all going. And I asked him if I could go to the rodeo with him, and he says, "No, girls are bad luck for me." And so I remember that time I didn't. That he was home for a week or two. That I didn't see him, but once or twice, just short period. And was our relationship over 2 years. And he would write me the sweetest love letters I had never seen. It was just like a professional poet, the sweetest love letters I got from him.
Oh, I never
Was
heard
that when he was in the Navy, or okay? Did you save any of them?
I did for a long time. And then I think I got rid of them. I don't know what happened to them.
Y'all got into an argument.
I don't know. Like I said, he became too independent, and he had to go his way, and it was just, he was very selfish. That's the only way to put it. He didn't need to be married, but we had our good times. We had our 2 kids together, and we both loved them. And then he settled down. He finally settled down, I would say.
See, I can't even picture him being that.
I can't imagine him, but he was so laid back.
Yeah.
He was a
Later.
He was a partier, and
Imagine that.
but he did not have the confidence to be talkative and to sit down with us like this. Unless that he was with a group of people. He was like the Navy. See, that's probably what the service did for him. It was,
Well, that's one of the thing with Darren and his drinking. He's not real comfortable in a social setting. But if he's had a few drinks, then
that's the way
he
it
is
is.
the life of the party, and he is very enjoyable, and he enjoys that. But
That's the
to
way
sit like this, no, he'd be sitting over there on his phone or something.
No, but Earl could
Well,
go.
it's kind of the way Stacy is. He don't join in a conversation very much. When he comes over to the house with you, he hardly ever says anything.
Yep.
But
Well, there's a lot more guys
it's
like
just
that.
the way he is, so,
You never know though what's going through their mind when they don't talk.
No,
But Earl used to, when we lived there in St. Charles, and my friend Betty lived across the street. He could go over there and sit and talk to her, and I know he told her a lot of our problems, because she'd kind of let something would slip every now and then, but he could sit and talk to her all day long, sit and have coffee and talk to her.
Who is she? A neighbor?
She
that's your artist friend.
It's my artist friend. She lived right across the street, and I never had any. With him the way he was, if she'd have been anybody else, I'd have had thoughts in my head, something's going on here, but not with Betty. She just wouldn't do that to me,
Some people are just easier to talk to than others.
But
and-
he would, he could talk. Well, I think he could talk to anybody else besides me. He could sit clammed up with me for days on end, not say a word, just because he just thought he didn't have to talk to me. Each man I think's got different issues like that going on with them and I kind of blame part of that on the fact that the men today don't have to labor like the men used to have to do years ago. They don't have to labor that way and to make a living.
They don't. I don't think they're under near the pressure to be the provider for the family.
No. Well, for one thing, a lot of the women do.
Absolutely.
Do a lot of it too.
And that's why there's a lot of men now that don't step up and
Yeah.
take care.
Gracie's little boyfriend, I say little, he's about 6 foot. He's 6'7", I believe.
Oh my word.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, he towers over me. But he's a hard worker, and
This is Grace's
Grace's boyfriend for about 3 years now. They plan on marrying someday. They're both. He's got 1 more year in college.
I was gonna say, what does he do? What does he do?
He
What's
works. His uncle has trained him working with him in a big plumbing company,
Oh.
and so he's done everything down to digging ditches.
And he's getting a degree.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he's in college and he's doing that, and so Gracie's always jealous of his income, but then he's from a mom and dad that's extremely well to do, college professors.
Plumbing is a very lucrative business in electricians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that's one of the problems that Deanna's having with Gracie, her youngest one now, is when she's always been she's the baby, and she was spoiled by all of them, even her 2 older sisters spoiled her. So when she's in dental college, she's spending over at Mount Vernon.
She's doing the same thing that
Or not Mount Vernon,
Lily
Joplin.
Haze's.
She's over at Joplin, which is an hour from here. And she's working in a dental place where a lot of the other kids that are doing the same thing she's doing have attitudes. They're snot. Deanna says they're very snobbish and everything. Well, she's picked up on all that. So now, when she's around Deanna, she's got an attitude that Deanna's time and efforts and everything, no matter how she feels, is supposed to be concentrated on her. And so she's been starting to be really rude to Deanna. It's really hurting Deanna bad. She says, my daughter hates me, and I says, no, she don't hate you. I said, she's actually just around the wrong people right now, and she's going in the wrong direction. One of these days she's going to be sorry for the way she treated you.
How old is Grace now?
About 21. I think she just turned 21. But she's acting like a 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And her boyfriend's parents have a lot of money. And they go on several trips a year, big trips, and sometimes they take her and sometimes they don't, but they got a lot of money, so her head's in the wrong place. Her heart's in the wrong place. It's hard, Deanna.
Maybe just
She's got
some
too many-
maturity will.
That's what I told her. I said, honey, Gracie's the youngest, and she's been spoiled, and she's got some maturing to do. I said, she don't mean it. She loves you. I know she does. She don't know how to. Right now, she don't know how to handle things because of this group. She's trying to fit into that group. Mm-hmm. She's wanting to be part of them because to be popular, that's what it is. And so she thinks in order to fit in with that group, she's got to be snobbish like them. She even quit talking to me because she lived here for several months and everything went fine because I never said a word to her about cleaning her room or picking up after herself. I never said nothing to her, but then she moved over to Joplin, and it was too far to drive, and then she was over there for a few months, and then she said, can I move in with you when I'm on break? And I said, yeah. But I said, she said, now, Grandma, I'm going to be out till 11 o'clock probably, sometimes later. She says, I won't be here very much. And that's the way it was before, coming and going late hours, and, and I never saw her, what was good, So, anyhow, I told her, I said, you have to make sure you lock my door, I don't want to, a thing with me. I live by myself. I want my doors locked, and I can't afford for you to leave them unlocked. And she got mad at me for bringing that up to her. So anyhow, she hadn't spoke to me for several months.
Which one now?
The youngest one, Gracie.
Gracie?
And I just got through handing her a $100 bill for Christmas. That's the last time I saw her until the other day when I saw her over at Deanna's for a few minutes. I was over there for a few minutes and she was there and she barely spoke to me. You know, so it's these.
Tell me about Sylvia's fiance. He's. I was telling the girls.
I got this in the middle.
I snooped and saw that last night.
He
Looked at it.
Jonathan, but he spells it Jon.
That's how Darren spells his name.
He is a tall, dark-headed guy. He's as cute as a bug, but bless his heart, his teeth protrude. His front teeth right here protrude way out, and I guess he is a missionary child ever since he was born.
Probably didn't get the dental care that
He wasn't able to get, and so he says now he told Sylvia now that they're planning. They've been together for a couple of years, just dating. But they are both the type that says they will not sleep together. Literally will not. Mm-hmm. That's just both of them's beliefs. They're both,
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, and anyway, but I tell you the latest thing that's happened on this is I got a text. Her mother-in-law, and I can't picture her mother-in-law to be, I can't picture her that way. I have never met her. But they have went from country to country missionary, you know, and with some, and not have never been actually what you call well-to-do or very wealthy.
Well, most of them aren't.
Missionaries.
No. So anyway, his mother, she got a text, and she's from Sylvia, and she says, "Grandma said my mother-in-law to be has signed me up for." Anyway, it's for gifts, wedding gifts.
like a registry.
The registry at, anyway, she says.
Someplace like Crate and Barrel or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God! Oh, no, but it's just a second. It won't take me if I can get my phone on here. What she said about it, but anyway, she wants me to put it on Facebook. She asked me if I could share this on Facebook, and the cheapest thing they have in there is $25, and that's a pizza pan. And me and Deanna talked about it. Says there ain't nobody we know that can spend that kind of money on a wedding gift because they're probably going to give her cash too.
Tell her to set up.
That's so not like Sylvia.
It's not like
Tell her to set up an Amazon wish list registry.
Amazon,
and people can order. I think people get a lot more stuff because it's easy to just order it and
Send it to them.
send it straight to them, and that way they don't ever have to wrap it or carry it around.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I don't know how to tell her this.
Yeah, since this is her mother-in-law.
It's Pampered Chef.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything is outrageously priced. This, what you wouldn't even get yourself. Why would everybody go and spend $25 for a pizza pan?
yeah,
That's all kitchen stuff anyway.
Yeah.
She needs a registry that is wider
Household.
choices.
So I couldn't know why that Michelle, I think her name is Michelle.
she's
I
probably
don't-
got a friend who sells Pampered Chef and talked her into it.
Yeah, because this doesn't seem realistic, and I don't know how to tell Sylvia that I don't want to share that on Facebook. I don't want to ask people to spend that kind of money.
Yeah, I think it would be fun, if because it doesn't have to be the only registry. Sometimes people register at 3 or 4 different places.
Yeah, most
So
of it
people
around
have-
here is Target.
People have a choice. But I know I have really liked the Amazon registries here lately. Because then they, I mean, it's just that they pick it, they go through there and pick out what they want, and you just send whatever is in your price range.
Right.
And it goes away from the list if somebody's already bought it, so you don't have to worry about duplicates and.
Yeah.
And then she can get stuff that's outside of the kitchen, too.
But it looks like she's got this in her head,
Sheets
and I
and
don't know how to
towels.
tell her. I think I'm going to
Are they still active missionaries?
No, I don't know that they are. They're not full time now. I don't think they settled there in Siloam. Siloam.
Maybe
Siloam.
it's local mission stuff more.
Oh, yeah, I
than
saw
they
that Silent Springs.
do.
Yeah, Siloam Springs. I think they quit traveling with it. I don't know if they got too old. I don't know what.
What's Celia and John planning to do when they marry? Are they going to be missionaries or?
No, she's been. He's a photographer and an artist. He does sketches. He's a sketch artist. And anyway, and then he's in college, so I don't know what he's gonna,
So
major in. But
she's out of college now.
she's graduated this year.
Yeah.
And she's graduating this fall, actually, and he graduates next fall, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on their times.
So she's not out yet.
She, let me think.
What was her degree?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's out of college. She was out last
In the
fall.
spring.
Yeah, she's out, but she wants to stay there and work. They're making Siloam their
So
home.
what does she work at? I wonder.
Missionary stuff. It's she started out working like at in camps for
That's what
During
she
the
was
summer.
doing.
yeah.
That's what she was
for-
doing when we
yeah,
came
for
here.
like
She was
disabled,
gone.
or not disabled, but different types of
Special needs kids.
Special needs kids. I had that on, couldn't think of it. She worked with them for several summers, just during the summer when she was out. And then now she's working at a special needs clinic or something, with people like that.
Well,
I wonder if she's working with autism.
Yeah.
That's the seems like a going thing these days.
The biggest thing I think that she talked about was autism, and its ages.
It's so common
It's all ages. She said she's worked with them from under teen aged all the way up to 60 or 65. She said that they had.
Well, I'm running into a lot of adults that you know 5 minutes into a conversation that they're somewhere on that autism spectrum, but have never been diagnosed. Because they didn't test for it or anything. Back even, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, they weren't testing.
And it's like hereditary.
There's a genetic.
And genetic. Jay's youngest one, Amanda. Of course, she's got her first boy. Her first girl was nothing wrong with her. She was fine, and then she had a little boy, and he had issues with textured. What am I trying to say?
Sensory issues.
Sensory, and we had to buy him for Christmas, or if we got him a gift, everything had to be sensory. Well, he was always like this, and then and he was rotten on top of it because they spoiled him rotten. He got his way. He didn't. If you don't want to eat, you don't have to eat. If you want to throw
or if
screen,
you wanted a half a dozen donuts, eat them.
and that's the way he was raised. And he's he's in school now. I think he's in the 2nd grade, and he's starting to be tolerable, to where you could be around him and tolerate him, because he would run up and hit his sister. slap her or something like that, and she got in trouble for it instead of him.
Oh.
She was the one that got. Well, you egged it on, they would say, and stuff like that. Poor Kylie, she had it rough. But anyway, he's come out.
I
of
say,
the
what did
line.
it do to her?
Oh, she's in gymnastics and dance and all kinds of stuff now, and she's doing great. But she did have a problem for a while. And then losing her daddy, you know, he was in a car wreck, you know, and killed himself. He was drunk, killed himself, and so. So anyway, there she is, stuck with 3 kids, and one of them's. So she started having him tested for different things. After he came to school, he got more tests run and everything, and they said that the autism was traced back to Tarl. I guess that when they started looking at Tarl's blood work and stuff like that he had some autism in him, but you'd never known it. You know, to look at him and listen to him.
Yeah.
He was a good father and a good husband, but he got into drinking beer like a lot of the younger ones do now. Just, you know, and he worked on a boat, and he didn't have any of it all week long on the boat. So when he got off, I guess he would wait till he got home, because he always had a few minutes drive home or an hour or so, and he wouldn't have anything to drink. Well, that evening, whenever he had the wreck, there was another guy that his wife met him, and they stopped at a place to get something to eat, and that had liquor there, and so he had a few beers.
Too many.
He there's no telling how he did it, but it threw him 80 feet from his car. And when they took Amanda to the site, she wanted to go to the site, and there was wreckage there was signs that whole from where the vehicle stopped to, you know, there was signs all up and down the road.
So he must have been going pretty fast.
Somehow or another lost control. I don't know. But it was really, and that, you know, that wasn't long after Earl passed away. I think
I remember.
not quite. It wasn't quite a year
Yeah.
later that we got the word about that.
And then she has after him, she has the baby that has all this stuff wrong with it.
Yeah, her last child was.
But he's not, how old is he now?
He's about
5?
He's around 5 or 6. He might be up close to 6 now. He's never been able to hold his head up, never been able to sit up on his own. But
You know, just seeing him reminded me of Tammy Sansuzi.
you know, he wasn't as bad off as she was.
Okay.
They was able to work with him to force him to do things, but it didn't go very far. You just only go so far,
Yeah.
and he just has. Right now, they just got back from, I think it was Colorado, where what's it called? You might know what I'm talking about. KIFIA or something like that, which is an organization that helps kids like that. And they was putting him through these tests and to see if there was any way that they could progress his
Development?
being able to use his body in some way. And, you know, he can't. He laughs. He'll hear somebody else laugh, and he'll laugh, or he'll hear a funny sound, any kind of little sound in the room that he thinks is funny. He'll just laugh, and he's pretty lovable. I mean, you know, getting next to him and kind of live up to him and everything like that. I think he recognizes my voice. He can't see. He's blind.
Really?
What is his diagnosis? Is it CP or muscular dystrophy or?
No, it's something different than that.
Did he have some kind of brain injury?
But
No,
Birth or something?
he was actually, he was born that way.
Mm-hmm.
They found out that there was something wrong with him when it was about time for him to start learning to set up. That's when they found out that there was something wrong. I can't think of what it's called, that he's got several different things wrong with him, but a lot of it's nerve damage.
Is
and-
his body growing age appropriate?
No, but it's under the size. He in length, it's kind of hard to tell because you can't stand him up at all. So it's kind of hard to tell if his height. I don't think he's quite tall enough, but he looks long, you know. But I don't think that his height is quite as tall. And
So he's like a deadlift.
totally.
Oh.
I will put him on my lap when I see him, and which is not very often. This last time that they came here and spent the weekend, I had him up on my lap, and I would put my arm underneath his legs and pull his legs up and down like that, and he liked that. And he liked the movement, and but mostly if you don't move him, he don't do much moving.
she's got a boyfriend that lives with her, and she's pregnant.
She's pregnant again, but this is his child, so she's been told not to get pregnant.
She has Crohn's disease.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been told not to
And
get pregnant.
so, has she been told anything about this baby that she's expecting now? Can they tell if it's gonna be okay?
Right now, she says everything's going good, you know, with her pregnancy, except that she was deathly sick. She vomited until she said, I'd vomit till I had to go to bed. And that went on for quite a while. But it doesn't stop her from... See, this organization that is taking care of the little boy, Harlan, they keep them supplied with everything he needs in the way of equipment. I don't know how many types of equipment that they have.
So he's getting lots of therapy.
Oh, he gets therapy, and he's going to school now. They put him on. She puts him on a bus. She takes put out in a wheelchair. They get out and they pick that wheelchair up, put it on a bus, and he goes to school. And they work with him at school.
I bet he has a personal aide, doesn't he? That just pushes him around
Well,
and
I don't know that
That's hard to imagine.
Well, at one time she had two people. She had a daytime, 2 daytimes, and then things got so hard on her that she couldn't get any sleep at night. She was up with him so much.
I don't
she
see
couldn't
how
rest.
she goes.
I don't either, but now
with him being
she's
total
got,
care.
She's
Yeah.
got a nighttime nurse now that stays all night and gets up with him. So, she. But anyway, she's.
That builds a totally different kind of mama, I would think.
Oh,
That kind of
her
child.
Her kids have been her life. She loves her kids. They've been her life. And anyway, so I think she just wanted another baby really bad and wasn't paying attention, wasn't using protection or something, and this happened. I think that's probably what happened. But like I said, this is his baby, and if the fact that he did have Tarl had autism genetics, something like that.
Now, Tarl is
It was the daddy.
the daddy of, okay. So hopefully all of that came through him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And not
hoping.
her.
Yeah. But yeah, the doctors had told her after her second child, when he came out to have all those problems. Well, they said, you don't need to be getting pregnant. You don't know what's going to happen, you know. And of course, she's one of these. If she wants something, she wants it.
Is her Crohn's disease pretty well maintained, or?
It was bad for years until lately, and she's been able to get it. She goes in for infusions, special infusions and stuff like that all the time. She gets.
I know that treatment for that has gotten a lot better over the years.
Yeah, she's doing better these last few years. Some of it might have to do with the fact that she's responsible for these kids, so she might. I don't know. She used to go through a lot of pain.
I've got a friend whose daughter, or it's actually her stepdaughter, that has Crohn's disease, and it was bad when she was growing up, and she's an adult now, and she's a lot better. So I'm wondering, once you get past all of the growth stage or something, if that doesn't get better.
Right. Well, that's what it looks like, Shelley. It sure does. That she.
Well, they thought she was going to die a few times. You know, the when she was a little girl.
Yeah, because they
was in the hospital so much.
Emily's little buddy when she was little, Cody Carpenter, when they were about 9 years old or something. We were in Portageville, and one of her best friends was Cody Carpenter, and he was a little bitty thing, and it hit him, and when he was about that age, and he developed an abscess in his colon, and it was awful.
You're supposed to stay away from spices and stuff like that. And Amanda's biggest problem whenever she was dealing with it was she couldn't stay away from pasta because that was her downfall. And she would, eat that spaghetti sauce and stuff like that, and that'd do her in. I don't know if she still does that or not, but she's dealing with it a whole lot better. I think she eats about anything she wants now.
Well, he's an adult now, has kids and a wife and everything. So
maybe it's just when they're
a certain age.
They're growing.
Well, have you heard about Wanda's granddaughter, Livy?
I don't think
Trey is her great granddaughter. Livy's
the one that always Tracy always would bring her in tow. Okay.
Yeah, she was declared blind.
She's 15 now.
She was diagnosed blind.
Oh no.
To a certain extent, but not totally blind. But
Legal-
she had
legally
a generic disease that she was going to go blind.
Oh.
So anyway, she had before she found that out, she got gluten disease.
Celiac.
She couldn't eat, and she couldn't even go to school because everything she touched, she threw up, and she was deathly sick, and she was just really bad. She had a bad case of it, and she'd done her own cooking from the time she was probably. Her mom didn't do stuff like that, I don't guess. So she grew up.
I remember Tracy saying that Olivia did all the cooking.
Yeah, she grew up cooking, and anyhow, Wanda told me the other day. This just shocked me because they had sent her to Braille school, and she was learning Braille because of the degenerative disease. Okay, so Wanda told me the other day that the doctor okayed her for a driving permit.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
Yeah, and well, Tracy said that it
I don't
is
understand it.
restricted. So
anyhow,
I'm
Wanda
not
got
quite- I
her
don't know
car.
what they mean by that.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Well, so it kind of depends on the vision problems they're having. She might be restricted to daytime only driving, or
With
in-
with her corrections, maybe.
I don't know because like they kept saying it was a degenerative disease and that eventually
So it just progressively get worse. Yeah.
it was bad enough that they was already
She's very pretty girl.
they wanted her to learn Braille. No, I mean the doctors I guess is the one that they set that all up for her to learn Braille. But anyway, that just shocked me when Wanda told me that. And she said, and so I got her a car. She said, I got all the other ones a car, and so I got her a car.
Maybe it's degenerated as much as it's going to.
I don't know. That was just so sad, you know,
Yeah.
because she.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that at all.
If Wanda goes on living, you know, for several years, she's gonna deplete everything she's got for her kids. Stuff like that. I got for one, I'm gonna do for the other till her money's all gone. And I think mostly what she's got left is the sale of this house.
Oh no, she had some more before that. But I think what Wanda's been going through recently, I don't think Wanda knows for
But
sure. She's got Tracy's handling it. She's been handling it now for probably a year or so. Mm-hmm. But Tracy. Even if she runs out, Tracy's so good. Tracy has so many problems. Ruptured disc. Arthritis in her feet, all over.
She was using a walker last time we saw her.
Kind of like
She
Stacy with her
either uses a
arthritis
walker or a cane.
in all her joints.
But she will run to that. She will run to wherever Wanda's at when Wanda wants her, and Wanda doesn't hesitate to ask her in the middle of the night or whenever. And
she lives right there by it, doesn't she?
now she does. Yeah. She was further away there for a while until she moved into this last.
Yeah, Tracy was there for Wanda when none of the rest of them would be.
She was, and Tracy was, bless her heart.
Well, Wanda's not easy to get along with.
No.
That's for sure.
Now, isn't Kim back? Didn't they kind of? Are they on again now? Kim and Wanda?
Yeah. For Kim and Wanda, Kim has been going to the hospital or to the assisted living where Wanda is almost every night and watching ball game with her. And but a lot of that whole time she was doing that, she was throwing out little hints about let's live together, let's buy this mobile home, and it'll be our forever home. And she says, I'll take care of you, you know. And we can live together, and I'll take care of you.
Is Kim still good?
She has said stuff like that to Wanda before, and in turn, I don't know if she bought it or Wanda bought it, but she's got her own mobile home now, and because Wanda wouldn't give in. I was going to tell you that she's gotten better about telling them no. She wouldn't give in to it, and she's quit giving in to Brian. So I think she's holding on to a little bit of money, you know, more lately than she was. But she's probably got enough to live on for another 4 or 5 years, you know, out of pocket. But I would imagine after that it's the end of it. You know, it's just a sad case, you know. But she's.
Wanda's seems to be happier.
She's happier now
that
because
both of the girls are, you know.
And did the girls talk to each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they went out with her. Let's see, not too long ago. She told me that all of them, every one of them but Brian, went out to eat. They took her and they all went out to eat together.
Did Stephen?
No, Stephen's not in the picture anymore.
It's the girls.
Just the girls.
Yeah.
Well,
Brian, it's hurting her over Brian, but it's Brian's fault. He just kept taking from her, and he was cruel to her.
Well, he tried to steal not very long ago. He had got a hold of a check some way.
Yeah, he tried
and
to
wrote
pay
it for $6,000, and the bank caught it. This has not been very long ago.
No, they didn't let him have it, and anyhow, he's just like that.
There's always one.
He's a single guy, and he he goes out a lot at
He
night.
drinks.
Yeah, he goes out at night. He drinks and he smokes real heavy, and he's. Wanda says he's going to die one of these days soon. She says, I know it. She says he doesn't take care of himself at all. She says he's got heart trouble, and she says, I know he's going to kill himself one way or another.
It reminds me of Brandon, Darren's, I guess, nephew. But he does Paulette the same way. She inherited quite a bit of money when her stepdad died, their grandpa, and he just takes and uses and
Well, Brian,
guilts her into buying stuff for him. And
before he tried to cash that check, I don't know how he got his hands on it. Wanda said she couldn't figure out, but he did. Before that, she'd give him, not too long before that, she'd give him $4,000. He told her some kind of reason he needed his truck worked on or something, and he needed that money, so she gave it to him. And I guess that's the last he's gotten from her. But he didn't. He was mean to her. He'd just stand up to her and just cuss her out and scream at her. And he was just real mean to her. And when
we just not ever know really what that family was.
It's just like Alta's family.
It had to have been bad.
Alta's family, bless her heart, she's been through so much. Makes my little stories about my life look like I should be ashamed of talking about.
Well, we all have our own burdens to bear.
Yeah.
Their story I just have a feeling their stories are a whole lot like our clients' stories, backstories have been.
Oh, yeah, so you guys have heard all of it before.
All the abuse and neglect and just dysfunction.
So was the Sansusis, is that the way they were raised? Were they extremely dysfunctional family?
I don't know.
Who?
The Sansusis.
I'm not sure.
I mean the boys.
Yeah, I'm not sure about their background, their parents or anything. I didn't know anybody like that, but they, I think, were undereducated, and Alta and Alita both jumped into it fast. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was met them and 3 months later married. Just brothers.
Well, we knew Diamond there from the store, and he was always just the sweetest guy.
He was very friendly and nice, acting, but he had a mental issue. You didn't know that?
Mm-mm.
Who? Diamond.
Oh,
yeah, Diamond had a mental,
I've always felt like I knew him better than I did my uncles, just because we saw him there at the store.
Yeah, he was mentally handicapped.
Yeah, I think I did pick up on some slowness. But he just was always so just nice, friendly.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lloyd was always that way around us, but he had a beer in each hand and could hardly stand up, and you never knew what he was going to say or do, but he started calling Earl in the middle of the night. I don't know. We wasn't around him that much, but I guess he thought, well, Earl's going to listen to me. He's as drunk as he could be, and he called Earl's phone like about 1 o'clock in the morning, and Earl answered it, and he wouldn't shut up. I think Earl's on the phone for about an hour with him just as drunk as he could be, and I think he was telling Earl that
share himself.
He wanted to come over. He was going to come over and in the middle of the night and stuff like that. And I don't know how Earl. I don't remember it so many years ago, but he was like that. He'd get drunk and start calling people.
Oh.
But
yeah, they do that.
Well, girls, our life's pretty simple, isn't it?
Oh, me.
But you know, a lot of it's just choices you make in life. I've made some bad choices, but I've made some good ones too. So
You was talking about Alta and Alita jumping into getting married soon. Well, I was probably to get away from Dad, mostly. That was our only chance to get away from him.
probably.
Well,
Yeah.
what was he like,
Huh?
Grandpa?
You don't want to know. Good things about him and bad things. He was a workaholic
Yeah, I remember
for
seeing-
sure.
He loved his kids.
Oh, he did.
But he wouldn't let us
He never
do
ever-
anything. He wanted us right there at home.
And I mean, was it like if you're not working, you're
You're
a
not-
piece of crap? You know,
Right.
you're
Oh,
worthless.
yeah.
Right. That's exactly
Okay.
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
And he didn't want us to go to school, any school functions. Of course, the only way we had of going,
They wouldn't let us. I didn't go to
No.
anything until I was out
it
of
was
school.
like they was afraid we'd get hurt.
No,
you
they
know.
was afraid we'd meet a boy. That was Dad's hang up.
All kinds of stuff.
He had
He was too protective.
And then he ended up just basically driving y'all into the arms of your men.
well, basically, I mean, it's not. We don't talk about it a whole lot, but he wasn't. Dad, in his mind, I don't know about physically, but in his mind, he was not faithful to my mother,
He
he treated her so bad.
Yeah, he was.
He treated Mom so bad.
He was abusive to her.
He thought
He didn't hit her, but he did everything else. You know.
Did he talk to Grandma worse than Dad talks to you?
And she was. I don't know if she was afraid of him.
we don't know for sure because he didn't talk to her like
And
around
being
us.
kids, we didn't see, through it all until it was too late. We was gone and from home finally, one way or
Well,
another.
Mother didn't talk. She wouldn't tell. She'd never told us.
She was so quiet, yeah.
She didn't talk.
She never did talk about Dad to us. But
Well, Mama, if it ever gets so bad with Dad that you can't stand it, I want you to say something if we're not picking up on it.
Well, that's when she comes and sees Novita.
Yeah.
That's when it gets bad.
But one of these days, she's not going to be able to
do that.
do that.
I
I
told
told her
her.
I'd take her.
And I told
that's
her
what I'm saying.
I told her
Anytime.
I'd come to her too. As long as I'm still driving, I go to Violet. As a matter of fact, we've had 2 or 3 different times set for me to go there this summer, and
Well,
or something
at one
like
point,
that and all
not
that's
very
kind of-
long ago, this anxiety stuff and yelling at me was about to get to me, and I didn't know when I went to bed at night, but what he might.
get too angry.
Well, Mama,
Yeah.
we can put a lock on your door.
Huh?
We can put a lock on your bedroom door.
Well, you know what?
I mean, I know you've got that pocket door, but
I've got
you
one
can put a
on
lock.
mine because of me living alone. I don't, even though all my doors
But
are
he's
locked,
still,
I lock my
did they
bedroom.
change his anxiety medicine? Has it been changed? He's not been as bad.
I
Not nearly
told him
as
he
bad
needed to get his
today.
Zoloft increased.
He still goes off every once in a while, all this sexual crap.
But you've got to be able to sleep, and if you can't sleep, if putting a lock on your door would help, just give you some peace of mind, we can do that.
I know. I have to sleep at night.
Yeah.
But we also have to be able to get to you
Well,
if we need to.
Well, these
Well.
like my door in there. There's a little thing that comes with
The only
it.
way
and
that's
she
going to
can-
happen is if that
you can get 'em
dementia,
anywhere.
just
She could give you
keeps getting
one.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're over there every day. She sees a lot.
Well, I was going to say, because with his dementia, I mean, he might, we don't know. You can get combative,
Some-
and I mean, if he starts
Susie's
I hate
been
But we need to know.
I hate to talk about your dad, because I know it's your dad, and he's always been so good to you kids. A lot of good memories, but when you get as old as we are now,
Yeah.
that changes.
Yeah.
And we know that, Mom, and that's why we want you to tell us.
It's,
And-
don't feel safe.
Yeah, tell it. It's not the same as like what I said to Dad. You're talking about my mama. He was being mean. What he was saying was not helpful. But you telling us, the being honest about how he's treating you, is helping us to be able to stay in the know
Make sure you're safe.
and make sure you're safe. Yes.
She feels a cry coming on.
Oh,
Well,
well, I know.
I hope he's mellowing
he
out.
just told Diane the other day, though, that Diane told me about it, that he didn't think that I cared anything for him. But what do I do?
To showing.
He doesn't show that he cares anything for me. So how do you?
It's always been one-sided, but it's that way with a lot of men. A lot of them are that way.
Anyway,
Well,
And
I know what the pastor would say. He would say marriage is not 50-50. If you're only going to give what you get.
yeah.
He would say marriage is you go into it in 100%, 100%. And there are going to be times when the other one maybe only has 60% to give. But as long as you're still giving 100%, because there are going to be times when you just don't have it in you.
What if you're living with somebody that only has 5%?
And then
There's a
you
lot
might
of
have some
that.
decisions to make.
Okay, the reason I have lost all my feeling that I have for him, I'll be honest,
Well, it's all good. Understandable.
all through the years, it's a genetic thing. The pretty girls, everywhere we've ever been, it's just like a magnet. He finds all these pretty girls, and he's got to talk to them.
Well, him associating with
Just
the
talk.
pretty girls makes him feel better about himself
Well, that's
for
what-
whatever crazy
that's what
reason.
It's for. That's what
He's an insecure.
And so after all these years, I've got fed up with it. I've just lost it.
Yeah.
Because he puts them before he does me.
I know you've always felt that, Mama.
I know neither one of you have
Well,
got
it's
that
just-
problem. Have ever had that problem. They don't. If the pretty girls turns them on like they do Jim, they don't say anything about it. But your dad, he don't care. I mean, he's never cared. Boy, she's a knockout.
Well, it's one of the things I think is him getting older is a hang up from way back when he was even younger. It's just a hang up that's sticking with him, and now at his age he can't control the talk coming out probably.
Losing his filter.
Right.
Even what little filter he had.
Validating his manhood.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so
But his women,
important to me, and that
all
manhood.
our life, all our married life, or pretty soon after we got married, I can remember crying and crying because of the attention that he paid to other girls that he worked with or whatever. It's
And when-
always been that way.
Yeah. Paula, I can relate to that. I mean, Earl wasn't that. as far as looking and talking about him or anything like that, but he had all other things going that he didn't have time for me, so I can relate
But
to
now,
that. It's just
and he
feeling
can't
that-
understand
being totally
my
rejected.
feelings for him. You know, now it's just like, you know, I want to be there for him, but that's
Do
about
you
as
think
far as
that there's any narcissism in your dad? Because, I mean, Deanna's been married to 2 different guys, and they are both just as narcissists they can be. It's all about them. Everything in life is about them.
Well, I think Dad is very insecure, and he overcompensates by that because Pretty Girls makes him feel good about himself, but he's not taking into consideration your feelings with all of that.
he don't consider my
No.
feelings.
And
It's
Mama,
just like-
I know you have a lot of insecurity too. The way you just sit there and talk about how
And-
she wasn't pretty at all, and she was gorgeous.
She knew she was pretty. She just don't want it to.
And I think
She's a
that
very humble person.
yeah.
Violet's always been a good person. Of course, I don't know.
And who
now.
knows? Some of that attention.
Maybe when she got out of high school and was living in that apartment, she might have done a few things, that, that she had told her sisters about. I don't know. I'm teasing her. But she just went right to work.
Did you ever go up there and spend the night with her?
I don't think she let me.
Oh.
No, there was too much difference in our age. That
Well, we didn't have. I
you
didn't
didn't
have a
have-
car.
No,
we didn't
and
have
she
a
had
way
and
to-
she had a roommate. She probably didn't even have a space to
My roommate didn't have a car either.
Really?
Her family came. See, we could walk to work. We lived like 2 or 3 blocks from where
Wow.
we worked
Was that in St.
at the
Louis?
garment factory.
No, it was in
Poplar
Poplar Bluff.
Poplar Bluff.
I had St. Louis on my brain too. I could have swore you lived in St. Louis before you got married.
Huh?
I thought you lived in St. Louis before you got married too.
No.
Did you have a friend that lived in St. Louis maybe?
See, I had a friend, Jackie and Carolyn Cochran, that was in my class. Well, I went all through 12 years with Jackie Cochran at Harville School. And anyway, they lived in St. Louis. They went to St. Louis and got married after they got out of school. And so they would have me come up there sometimes on the weekend, and I'd ride the train. This was while
Okay, that's where
I
St.
lived in
Louis
Poplar
came in.
Bluff with Shirley. I'd catch the train there in Poplar Bluff, go to St. Louis. They'd meet me at the train station, and I'd spend the weekend with them once in a while. Well, there was this boy that lived in the same apartment that the house that they did, and he had a brother, Leroy.
That's Leroy.
Smith.
Oh, he was so cute.
He was a barber. He was about
He
7 years older than me.
He was handsome. Me and one
but he
wanted
was the
her to
nicest guy.
Now, Dad talks about Martine Cochran and Leroy
keep. Yeah.
when he's giving her a hard time.
That's
Martin
because
Martine. Well,
that's because it's the
was
only
a
names he
cousin
had
to
to use.
Jackie. And Martine was
Maybe it
just,
makes
There
him
wasn't-
feel better
There wasn't a
to.
whole lot of people in that area to date. So.
during high school, and he went with other girls. He never did go with me. Martine Cochran.
I thought you went out.
He didn't have a car. He drove that old Model T car.
I remember it seemed to me like me and Wanda was always back there. You need to go with this person. You need to go with that person.
Y'all liked boys a lot more than
It was
Mom
really
did, didn't you? Sounds like
Well, we was too young. We couldn't have. You had in Dad's house. You had to be 18 or not living there, one or the other, and didn't you?
But anyway, this
Today.
boy,
It's
kind of familiar.
Leroy Smith,
that's why she got married.
She had to be 18.
we really liked each other. Anyway, he, of course, had a car, and he had a motorcycle. Sometimes he'd drive his motorcycle down to Mom and Dad's Well, I would come down there. I'm not even sure how I'd get down to Mom and Dad's on a weekend when he would come. And he would spend the weekend there at Mom and Dad's and sleep with Buddy. He was used to so much more.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember any of that.
But he was really a nice guy.
What happened?
I broke off with
Jim
him.
Thurman.
I broke off with him because I don't think he had another girlfriend or anything. But he was getting where he didn't come as often. I didn't see him, and I knew it wasn't anything that was going to go anywhere. And I had struck up a liking for Jimmy. And so I broke off with him, started going to the gym.
Well,
Jimmy was a charmer. He was a charmer.
Oh, yeah.
you wouldn't have had these 3 lovely children of yours
Yeah.
had you have stayed with Leroy.
That's right. That's right.
I think Jimmy's biggest problem, I say this because of comparing him to other guys that I have known that do same things that are close to it, is the fact that their pride is so in themselves, that it's made them self-centered over the years because they're good looking and everything like that. So that's just made them self-centered over the years. They just think that they're above their wives.
But I've never had any desire, to see another guy or even talk to him.
Yeah.
Since we've been
Look
married.
across the street.
I know. I've been watching him. He was rolling around all over the front porch.
Oh, I thought at first when I seen that the other day, I saw that he was doing exercises out there in front of his door, and I thought it was a woman at first.
I thought it was a woman at first too, and then
Shared too much.
I've got a doctor's appointment I got to get to.
Oh, okay.
That doctor's appointment I got to get to.
It's
Mama,
Is it that
this is to be continued.
Oh, probably don't need to be.
I want to hear about this stuff.
It's good to get it off your chest once in a while.
It
just to
sure
talk about
is.
it.
And we're
Well, see, this is stuff.
But you know what I tell Deanna, and I'll tell you this because it took me years to learn it, and this is the truth, is that it's not personal against you. It doesn't have anything to do with who you are or what you've been. It is their problem. Totally their problem, because there ain't a one of the ones they look at out there that is good as you are.
and they know that.
Yes,
He knows that.
They know that. But it's that pride in a man that causes that. I know it. And you know what the Bible says about pride. And it'll get you. It'll get
Goes
you.
before the fall. Mama, I know.
You have
I'm always
lost a
down.
lot of weight. I wanted to tell you that song you sang Sunday, I watched the videos, and that song was so beautiful.
Which one was that?
I can't remember the name.
Was it Good Father?
I can't remember I'd have to go back to the video because I can't.
There was one
remember.
fast-paced one.
But this one wasn't fast.
Was it just where this man sang and
Yeah.
Shelley backed him up?
Yeah, but she did some solo too.
Probably Good Father.
Probably. Anyway, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you is that I did get it this past Sunday, but the Sunday before
Yes,
that,
we had issues.
oh, it was rumbling.
Yes,
You
it
couldn't-
was growling at
It
me.
was
Yeah.
And then as soon as the preacher came forward, it cleared up. And I'm wondering if...
had a demon in
if
there.
well, see, we've been fighting with Facebook about copyright. Because we pay money to be able to
Oh.
use those songs. And they keep saying that we're copyright infringement. It's like, no, and we send them our number and prove, but anyway.
Don't.
Yeah.
That has spoiled me to where I won't even look for.
But thank you for sharing.
I won't even try another one anymore because their